something from someone who has nothing to steal. That's real.
Hey, what is up guys? Brent Peach from 3-Bit Gaming, and I am here today with another Build a Champ workshop. Today we are actually going to be covering Ah Muzen Cobb. Now, there's a lot of people that I get telling me that Ah Muzen Cobb is actually weak in his laning, and he's not a very good god, and he's one of the worst ADCs, which is all damage carry, that you can handle in a lane. And I want to disagree with all of that, and I will show you why, and I'll show you some pros and cons of him in this video. So again, welcome to another week with 3-Bit Gaming, and let's go right into the Ah Muzen Cobb. I'm going to level him maybe to 3 or 4, and we'll get into his abilities. Alright, so let's go with his passive first. His passive is actually a pet ability, and it's called Bees. Enemies afflicted by bees, ! Take damage every 0.5 seconds for 2 seconds, are revealed on the minimap, and swarm nearby enemies. Basic attacks refresh and extend the duration of bees by 1 second, and any target afflicted for 4 seconds is disarmed for 1 second. Now I know that's a lot of seconds right there, but just bear with me. The cooldown between disarms is 10 seconds though. So this is just about chaining abilities together, and you get that DOT damage, which is really nice to have. And if you can actually extend the DOT for long enough, you can get that 1 second disarm, which might be the difference between life and death in a lane or in a 1v1, regardless of where you are. Okay, so let's go to his 1. His 1 is called Hive, and it's actually ability ground target, radius 80 units. Bees swarm at the ground target location, creating a new hive that provides movement and attack speed buffs for Ah Muzen Cobb. He also heals for a small amount of health every second, so he ticks up on heals while he remains close to the hives. The hive can only be destroyed by a basic attack, maximum 6 hives on the battlefield at one time. Okay, so the healing per tick is going to be 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. The movement speed is going to be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%, which is ungodly. The attack speed is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50%. So let's go to Swarm. Ah Muzen Cobb summons a large swarm of bees that fly forward in a path in front of him, dealing damage to all enemies hit and applying bees to them. The damage is 60, 115, 170, 225, 280, and then we're going to have some physical scaling. The range is 70 meters, which is just a very, there's a lot of 70 meters in the gods list, so it's not too, I don't know. Regardless, Honey is his 3. Okay, so this is another ground target. Ah Muzen Cobb sprays honey at movable ground target location, slowing all enemies in the area. Bees from hives within 55 units or feet, I guess, and swarm. So his 2 also runs off this. Will fly over to protect the honey, dealing damage every 0.5 seconds and applying bees to all enemies as they leave the honey. Damage per tick is going to be 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, then some scaling, and then the slow is 20%. Now the slow is going to be really good trying to get away when they're trying to get away from you, and I also really like using it when catching up to somebody, obviously, because between the hives and the honey, you can slow them, and also your movement speed is up. So here's the creme de la creme right here, and that's Stinger. So it's a skill shot ability, which is a bitch to hit sometimes, believe me. Now let's go radius 70, so that's just another 70. So Ah Muzen Cobb fires an enormous stinger that deals damage to all enemies in a line, sticking it to the first god that is hit, applying bees, crippling them for 3 seconds. All of that is just, whoa, that's just a lot right there. Well, if the target dies or after 3 seconds, whichever comes first, the stinger falls onto the ground for 4 seconds. If Ah Muzen Cobb picks up the stinger, he gains significant reduction to his stinger's cooldown. I'm going to tell you right now that it is very significant. You kill somebody with it, pick it up, and now you've got 15 seconds left on your ultimate to be back up. It's freaking crazy. Retrieval cooldown reduction 80%. It's nuts. It really is. So let's go into the build. This is just one of the builds that I'm going to be showing and using. Obviously, my starter would be a Death's Toll or something akin to that I can use. I'm going to be building Transcendence. I'll be building Warrior Tabi. I'll be building Quinn Size, Rage, Deathbringer, and Titan's Bane. Now, usually these are just some of the relics that I get, the ones that are the easiest to pick out and on the fly, and I'll just get like a sanctuary or like a sprint. Obviously, we're in jungle, so it's not going to matter as much, but I'm still just going to get them. Okay, so some things to worry about and some things to watch out for is just overextending. I mean, you are an ADC. You do have some powerful abilities. You do have some slows. You do have some speed. You have a good ult. But again, you're still an all damage carry. If you're in carry, just remember, if you're overextending, overcommitting, burning through all your mana, not choosing your fights, he's not like he's not a one cure for all situation. So let's go into just taking out let's level to 20 actually. So we're gonna level to 20. So with his abilities, as I'm doing this, let's just so it's a good. I personally I rush I'll rush his A and his X just because of the fact that I know it sounds strange, but these leveling up the hive and stuff is going to give you the most buffs. So like just putting one of these hives up. Let's do this. Just go in here. I mean, 745. It's not bad. Look at the attack. And by the way, if you look, I mean, I have one item that gives me attack speed, but since his hives are leveled up, he gets the 50% to attack speed. I mean, you really don't even need to build that. You could probably just build more power. So it actually is very substantial. Very substantial. So let's go ahead. I guess we can go attack something. So this is just a build that I use. I use it in Joust, or like if we're joking around and in anything necessarily. Maybe arena, maybe I don't know. But remember, he does get the attack speed. You can see my health coming back here. I mean, it's not even going to be a big deal. I can use this. Now he's infected. Don't even really have to try, to be honest. And then just put another hive down. 16, 12, 15, 12, 16, 12, 15, 12. And you just see that health come back up. You can get in some mana and whatever else right now. Here I'll put a hive over. Let's go fight an NPC raw real quick. And you also got to remember that this build is going to be a lot more powerful if you can get up to it, if you can afford it. You know, if your teammates are helping you out. Because just think, Transcendence is at 5 right now, and it's a stacking item. And that's, see, that fight was over before it even began. It's not really a big deal. I just really enjoy. I know the raws and whatnot. They don't build items, but I'm just seeing these. Rage with him is a must because of his passive attack speed that he gets from his being within in a hive, and also with Rage and Deathbringer together, it's going to proc their passives. So again, Rage, if your base attack does not critically strike, your critical strike chance is increased by 10%. Max 6 stacks, resets successfully after each critical. And then Deathbringer critical strike damage is now increased by 40%. So you're going to just get that extra power for just no reason. So his basic attacks are just ungodly powerful right now. And as you gain more stacks and more power passive, you're going to gain more mana and power from Transcendence. So you also got to think of that too. So we'll just go ahead and get these stacks done, and then afterwards I will go over the pros and cons of Ah Muzen Cobb. Me personally, I really, if once you play him enough, I actually do not see any cons. He's a really good god, but again, I do get a lot of people that say he's real trash. He's not good. He's too hard to play. It's just like what's the other one? Sun Wukong. People do that with Sun Wukong quite often, and I think there's many of us that know that's BS because his late game is crazy. Just gotta know what you're doing, man. Just gotta know what you're doing. We got 10 more stacks on Transcendence, so let's finish this up real quick, and then I'll go in to do another shit. 3 more. Alright. We'll head on. Buy this other relic. Yeah, that's more like it right there. Yeah. Just for like a just to show you, I'm gonna put him, and then I'll do his ult. I mean that, guys, that's ridiculous. He shouldn't be able to do that kind of shit. Freaking crazy, man. That is nuts. I mean, you guys can see for yourself the power. And this build isn't super expensive, which a lot of people would have you think, especially once you start gaining the power. Because think you're going from your first to second item, however you want to build Transcendence and Boots, you're building them, and then so now you're gonna have mana from your stacks, you're gonna have power from the Transcendence, you're gonna have the boots, you're gonna have the movement speed. Make sure you level your X and A for poking. You're going to get power then. Well, I guess from the passive of Quinn's size, you're going to get the attack speed. And then right after your fourth item, you're going to go crit. And then right after that, you're going to go more crit and power. Then right after that, you're going to go penetration. And once you get the 33% penetration, it's going to hurt. I mean, I played Ah Muzen quite often. I'm on the Xbox at the moment. But I've played him on all the consoles now. He's super good. He's super crazy, especially if you're good with him. So, all right. So pros and cons. Is a big con. Which once you get, like I said, once you get good with them, there's not too many. But the big con is being ready to use your abilities in the right way. So, going off of that, remember, with his bees passive, you got to remember how to use your abilities. So enemies afflicted by bees take damage every 0.5 for 2 seconds, right? And what it's saying is basic attacks refresh and extend the duration. And then if you can somehow make it to where they have bees on them for 4 seconds, you can do a disarm. With this, I have taken out plenty of basic attack gods, and I'm talking about because you can backpedal with this speed on these hives, and you can do a lot of damage on somebody. And if you're able to get the bees and it disarms, like let's say a Kali or a Bakasura, it's gonna hurt. But if you don't take advantage of his passive, I mean, he's still good, but he's not as good. So you've gotta be cognizant and aware of how you're using his abilities all the time. Now, I do not have any cooldown on this build, which is something that you might have a problem with early to mid game. They're actually a pretty good late game, but also he's a basic attack. I would say getting stuck out with basic attack gods is going to be your biggest issue in closing on that. So it's like a Kali gets a hold of you, a Bakasura gets a hold of you, a Nox even. She's not a basic attack, but anybody that can lock you down and keep you from getting away using your hives, your honey. You can use your honey as so. Whenever you're getting away, it's going to slow them for 20%, and if you have hives hidden around the battlefield, it's going to slow them and speed you up so you can get away. Always be careful when you're hiding your hives in lane, so to keep them out of sight, out of mind, because all it takes is one basic attack to get rid of them. So they can only be taken out by basic attacks, but it only takes one basic to get rid of them. Any other questions? Just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. I really hope you enjoyed this Builder Champ workshop, however scatterbrained it might have been a day. I don't know, I've been feeling sick the last few days, so just bear with me. I will see you next Monday though. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. And this is Brenton Petrie from 3-Bit Gaming, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, guys.